viewers, this is George with the Harmony Trading System. Happy Monday. We're going to do our morning recap of our day's activities. We pretty much have an expense day today. We had about 16 days in a row where every single day we came to the market and took some money out by trading the signals, by being precise, by being patient. And today, uh, I did the same exact thing. It's just the actual trades did not pay out. And I'm going to share with you some of those trades and see if there's any lessons to be learned. And sometimes there's nothing to be learned more than the fact that sometimes the signals do work and sometimes they don't. But the majority of the time they do work. So let's take a quick look and go from there. All right, so we're gonna take a look here. So that's a session from October the 17th all the way up every single day. We actually made some money, sometimes a lot, sometimes not, but overall, we picked up something out of this market. And today, it's an expense day. So let's take a quick look right here. And what we're experienced here, and that's a setup that is, high probability event, but you got a captain set up short. Let's expand that for you. We have a captain set up short. The market respond to it, and we had a reversion to the mean type of behavior to the middle of the range. Market responded back to that reversion to the mean by a rally to the middle of the range where the market actually reacted well. So we were looking for run-ups to two levels, the 67 and that 91 with a stop right above that high of that rotation at 17. So the idea here was to, okay, so we have a short setup right here, captain setup, then we have a lower high, and we have a reaction to that lower high against Globex. And we wanted to see multiple candles on the downside into 650 and 600. Now the market obviously ended up reversing. We started small and we kind of added to that trade. I gave it the maximum levels in order for it to work out. And actually me managing that the way I did kind of helped me reduce my exposure. But we got short around that 67. Then once the market got into the 91, I ended up adding to it a couple of times in very specific places, like right here at the high of that, also on a one candle reversal twice. We ended up with 7 contracts. And at this point of that trade, I actually was making money out of it. I took the majority of it and I left one contract for a potential complete reversal and a continuation. And that trade on its own with that one contract, if we ended up hitting that 40s and the 06s, would have been a huge trade. But the market had a different thought process and ran up to that high, and I took I think a $300 stop on that rotation, and we ended up overall expensing that trade. And then the market just kind of continued to oscillate and kept testing and retesting the 91 and started to move on a swing trade basis for higher prices. And the key to today, and I think that's if there's any lesson to be learned today, is the fact that the Globex band, whenever you see the market consistently oscillate and consolidate within the Globex band, pretty much avoid that market for now, and only trade it once it expands either above it or, excuse me, or either above it or below the Globex band. So that's the high end of the Globex band. It was 840. 740 is the bottom end of the Globex band, and that's what we're kind of looking for. I mean, actually, right now they're pulling it back to that level. I mean, literally to that level, and they bounce it back. So that if there's any lesson to be learned today is whenever the market is within that range in and around Globex, that's a sign for me to leave the market alone and not to actively trade. But beyond that, I mean, we took shots in places where we thought we can get some traction and some stability, and the market was a little bit too choppy. We took our stop, and we didn't get emotional about it. It's part of doing business, and that is how we ended up the day 1,037. And you could see every single day since the beginning of the month, pretty much we made money. No big deal. It's part of doing business. You got to thank the market and thank yourself for making the right decisions. And some of the right decisions are just simply taking a stop and moving on. And that's it. That's it for kind of the lesson of the day. And we will see you guys bright and early tomorrow. You guys have a blessed one.